I think we're live. We're live. We're live on the platforms. We're live. Ian is on top of the. He's on top of the Army vehicle, firing away. We're in GTA 5. We're headed towards the casino, where, just like in real life, in GTA 5, if you murder 8,000 people, as long as you get inside the casino before police arrive, then all of your crimes are washed
away. They forget who you are. Man, where'd you go? Oh,
Very
well.
short memory. Maybe that's a representation of life right now, because people appear to have a short memory. I mean, all the information is just being fired at us that we can't hold all of it and mind at once, and we forget what happened 2 weeks ago and how our position today is contradictory to what we held 2 weeks ago sometimes. Not us, because we're always very, we analyze and we question, but just all those fools who don't.
Yeah, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Stupids.
All those stupids out there.
Yeah,
Nobody,
all those
not us. Nobody
stupids.
listens to this show, but the stupids who don't.
Yeah. Present company excluded.
Absolutely. Hey, Forrest Mommy, I'm going to feature your clip later in the show that you shared on the internet. Yeah, your clip of your public testimony. So you have that to look forward to tonight. So let's go ahead and dive in. Make sure I got all the. All right, we're good. An upside down world is upside down logic, upside down planes. We're living in an upside down world in many ways. Starting with a story to demonstrate this with some stories today. Starting with literally an upside down Delta plane. Everybody survived, which is fantastic. I was watching CNN yesterday, and they were like, this tragedy that just happened. I'm like, you just told me everybody survived.
Everyone
That's
survived.
not a tragedy.
Do you think maybe they're going to change protocol and start landing them upside down now?
I think so. Certainly a better landing than the one that ran into the helicopter a few weeks ago.
Maybe if they
I
were
have to
upside
say.
down.
They might have avoided that tragedy.
All right, we
Not to
can't
make
talk
light
about
of that.
one. I
Too
feel
soon.
bad.
It's too too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon. Yeah, but so this airplane. Let me show it to you. Did you see the video of it? There was a video.
I did. I saw and did you see the video of the guy, the filming from the POV perspective, and them telling him to put his phone away? Put your phone away.
I don't think I'll show you the one that I saw. I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody in another airplane was filming this airplane coming in. Everybody's filming everything all the time. Here is the plane landing and then flipping upside down in Canada.
Why would
Toronto.
You be filming? Did they know something was wrong? Was this an emergency landing?
I don't know.
I'm just wondering why you'd be filming this plane.
That is what I was wondering as well. Yeah. There it goes.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
And there's black smoke.
It is a good thing that thing did not blow up.
Yeah.
Tower, you're seeing this airplane just crash into the creek?
There, you can't see it flip over. You see the black smoke.
Oh, my God.
Good thing it was snowy. I guess put out the fire quick. I'm also curious as to why this person on the plane was filming that.
Yeah, looking at that, it's amazing that people survived from this angle.
Everybody apparently survived this. There's some people who question if it's real or not.
That looks a little AI to you?
I have no idea at this point. You have Grok 3.0. Maybe somebody said, "Give me a plane that lands upside down." But P Stoner, by the way, I had some Fat Shack the other day, and the Philly cheesesteak was definitely 5 stars. It was fantastic, but all 80 people on board survived. There were some people with some minor injuries, and it says the snow-blown winds gusting 40 miles per hour swirled. They always have to add this little like it's a novel in these AP articles. Swirled when the flight from Minneapolis carried 76 passengers. Well, I guess it was 76. And 4 crew members, there's the 80, to land around 2:15 p.m. Communications between the tower and the pilot were normal on approach, and it's not clear what went so drastically wrong when the plane touched down. Peter Carlson, a passenger traveling to Toronto for a paramedics conference, ironically, said the landing was very forceful. I would think so. I would think it was very forceful if the wings snapped off and you turned upside down. And then another passenger says that he didn't know anything was wrong until it felt as though the plane was turning sideways. And then when it came to a standstill, he said we were all hanging upside down like bats.
That's a hilarious image, by the way.
If you're wearing your seatbelt, of
the
course.
fact that he said like bats, like that's kind of, I like that. It's very descriptive.
Yeah, he had fangs too.
Mm-hmm.
This guy. What is that unbuckling like? I haven't been on a plane in a very, very long time because I don't like flying. How far is that ceiling? Because you unbuckle, you're gonna crash to the ground.
No, I mean you can stand up in a plane. Well, but that's a connector plane, so I don't know.
Yeah, but your head is facing the opposite direction.
Hold on.
Yeah, what kind was it? Wuhan bats. That's a great question. Bad Christian. Because if it was Wuhan bats, this is a very different story. You didn't sound muffled to me, Ian, but you guys said you sound a little bit muffled.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying.
See what your go to the gear and see.
Yeah, maybe that's
see if it's
better.
blowing
I think that's
out a
probably
little bit.
better. That's probably
sound
better,
any better,
everybody.
guys?
I think that's better.
All right, we'll continue. So the ceiling is highest in the aisle. Can still hear them. It's all good. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yep,
she
cool,
says
cool.
sounds better.
Sweet.
Good. Thank
Sweet.
you. I appreciate that. So, okay. Yeah, cool. Is that better? So, yeah, it sounds better. Awesome. Thank you.
Better.
I appreciate that very much. Yeah, so the ceiling is highest in the aisle. The overhead bins come down. So I'm trying to imagine overhead bins so all the stuff is going to go out onto the floor. And that's or onto the ceiling, which will be the floor, and your head and your hair is going to be falling down.
Yeah.
And all the other women's hair is going to be like static electricity. And if you're a very short person, say you're like 5'1", maybe 5 foot nothing, then that unbuckling, you might risk a little head damage.
It'll be very difficult to unbuckle from that. You're gonna wish you had smuggled a knife on so you can cut yourself free.
There was people that had trouble unbuckling, according to some of the people.
You're always
on board.
gonna have trouble unbuckling. So if you ever get flipped upside down in a cart, you gotta push yourself up on a roof.
Yeah, I tell
Push
you
yourself
what.
up and release a little
Right.
pressure.
Yeah. No, and I tell you what, if there were any hotties with skirts on board, it's going to be for the heterosexuals. It might have been free show. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not that I would think about anything like that in a situation like that.
No.
So
No.
this is a very odd story, but this to me, does this make you? You're like me. You don't like flying either. Does this make you not want to fly even more?
The last time I flew, the last couple times I've flown, it's on someone else's dime. It was for work. Didn't really want to do it, but and no, I think the statistic people like to throw around is that you're more likely to get into a car accident than a plane accident, but I'm also more likely to walk away. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
you want to get in one plane crash or 10 car accidents? Your choice.
Well, I've been in a number of car accidents, but they've been very minor, and there's that level of control.
That's what I mean. I'm not saying they all have to be major car accidents, right?
Right.
Do you want to be in a minor plane accident?
No, not at all. I don't. I mean, I guess
not
this
even
would
a
be
minor
considered
one.
a minor.
Not
plane
even a
accident.
parking lot. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's way too easy to die in an airplane.
Yeah, it really does.
And there's an entire generation now that doesn't know what it was like. The airport used to be peaceful, like a library / museum.
Right, just a bunch of women with
It was
pent
peaceful.
up. Yeah,
We used to just go to the airport to hang out.
all the time, like the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick up chicks, go Christmas shopping, overpriced Christmas gifts. Yeah, and the airport's chaotic now. There's no parking spots ever unless they're electric cars.
Everyone's screaming bomb, bomb. Is there a bomb?
That's all I scream is bomb. They don't let you in unless you can scream
Sometimes I
bomb.
think I'm a bomb. I'm like, am I a bomb?
You could be a bomb. It could be nanobots that are inside. But I asked Perplexity, and you can take this for whatever. I haven't verified everything it came up with, but I was curious what it would say. I asked it if there are more incidents occurring with airplanes right now, or if it just seems like there are more incidents occurring with airplanes because
Probably
the
the
media is
latter.
covering it. more.
Probably the latter.
And this is what it said. It said, while there have been several high-profile aviation incidents in early 2025, the overall trend does not indicate a significant increase in airplane accidents. The perception of increased incidents is likely due to the heightened media attention and public awareness rather than the actual surge in occurrences. Again, I don't know how accurate that is, but I have learned that this is something propagandists can use when it comes to the agenda setting theories. The media
Yes.
it sets the agenda of what the public thinks about. Things happen all the time in this country and all the time all over the world that don't get focused on until they want to make it a thing, and then they do get focused on, and it seems rare to people. But then you combine social media with that, and everybody's filming. Like, for some reason, this guy was filming from this other plane all the time, and things can
Gotta
blow
have
up.
your camera on.
I don't know what to think, honestly. But I suspect that there are probably similar level of issues going on. Now, there's probably
You
a
know what I
heightened
think?
level of people screaming on planes and stuff, I would say.
Do you know what I think happened?
What?
I think they were landing, and the pilot dropped something, and was just reaching down on the floorboard to grab,
Right?
their phone. Their phone fell
Yeah.
out of the holders. They just reaching down the floorboard trying to get it,
They
and
were
then
trying to text somebody, yeah.
Yeah, through that
They were
wheel,
texting and flying.
Yeah, texting, flying through that wheel a little over too far to the right, flipped over.
And it flipped it over.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're
what I
not
think
going to
happened.
they're not going to tell you that too, because anybody gets an offender bender because of that very thing,
Yeah,
they're going to stuff their phone into the thing and be like, I don't know what happened.
yeah.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned when I did a show on the helicopter that flew into the passenger jet, which was actually the first time that ever happened in the U.S., passenger jet helicopter crash, commercially anyway. I think that we're probably soon to see this right here. This AI in aviation. I think this is probably where this is going. This is from Harvard University, 2024, August 15th. AI in aviation: how an AI co-pilot improves flight safety. With growing air traffic, increasing demands on pilots, the ever-present issue of human error, the commercial aviation industry's pursuit of enhanced aviation safety remains an upward battle, especially in post-COVID times. Okay, now
Yeah. So I see what you're saying. So what's probably happening is, some corrupt news outlets are creating a problem that AI can solve.
yep,
There we go.
that's what it feels like. They already have a lot of it in
Maybe
AI.
AI is doing it. Maybe AI is doing it itself.
the remote control planes. A lot of
Maybe
people
AI
think,
is influencing humans to bring AI into greater
existence.
fruition. Yeah,
That's how it would work in the movie if this were a film.
Yeah.
in Hollywood. Now, the emergence of artificial intelligence technology with like that being used with MIT's Air Guardian AI Copilot ushers in a new era of enhanced safety
Well,
measures.
we just happen to have something we've been working
Yeah,
on.
I know. With the potential to revolutionize how pilots safely navigate the skies for years to come. And you guys can read this if you want. You can type in. It's Capital Technology University, and the title is AI in Aviation: How AI Copilot Improves Flight Safety. Go ahead.
No, I think what it is about flying, it's the anxiety, and they do very little to reduce the anxiety. So the airport creates more anxiety, right? Because I get it. Yeah, I get it. More than likely, nothing's going to happen on the plane. Even far more than likely, but it's very anxiety inducing to be here. Get fucking rid of the TSA. All they do is cause anxiety. For me.
And they have a power trip like
Oh my God.
you wouldn't believe.
Oh my God. Especially the guy who's sitting at the podium, he's the one that doesn't smile, and he's just looking at your ID. That guy. We're going.
They just decide they don't like you as you go in TSA,
Yeah.
and you're going to have a problem.
And you got to stand in that thing and put your arms out, and then if you get nervous and don't do it right, they get mad.
They
Wait,
go-
you
they-
must
they
have a
whack-
bomb.
Right, and then they got to whack you off, and it's like, what's happening?
Yep.
It doesn't feel appropriate.
Why?
they can do anything to people at the TSA, and people don't know if it's natural or not.
Yeah, I got pulled out because I was the TSA agent was cute, and she busted me looking at her, and so I looked away real quick.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they pulled me out of line. She goes, "Well, you don't look like you're very happy traveling."
Did she say, "What are you staring at?" and push your head into her breast?
No, that's how it should have gone.
Would have been better.
But I was a little high too, so I just was like, I got nervous, right? I was a little
That's
high.
funny,
I got nervous,
Yeah.
and they pull me aside and they're going through my bags and all that stuff, and
It's very invasive to have your bags gone through,
but I was on my way to go play a cop in something.
So that's ironic that you were the
And
suspect.
they said, yeah, and as soon as, well, you're an actor. I said, yeah, well, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm about to go play a cop. And they immediately were like, oh, then everything was cool. It was almost like I was a real cop. They were like, oh, cool,
Really?
so you're going to play a cop? Yeah, dude. Then they started putting stuff back in my bag.
Yeah. Sorry.
And giving
yeah.
me, yeah, so sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, I'm still going to report this to your captain.
yeah, but, you guys watch out.
All right. So sticking with the theme of upside down, it was a literal upside down illustration of our world. This is an example of the upside down logic that has been normalized by the media and their social media parrots, illustrated through the Ukraine peace talks story, which happened without Volodymyr Zelensky. Why Volodymyr Zelensky is a gay dancer who's an actor. Why would he be there? All he does is beg for money, and he goes and gives speeches. But we need all the money to continue the fight. If they beat us and they come to your doorstep in South Carolina,
Buzzkill to have him there.
right?
Total
He
buzzkill.
would have nothing to contribute
Yeah.
unless he's getting
I'd like
lapped.
to say something.
Mr. Putin. Yeah, no,
think you've said
why would you
enough.
have him there? So, here's a short clip. Now, well, I'm going to show you a post first. This is from a guy whose X name is Jay and Kiev or Kiev, the multiple ways of saying it. And he's got 150,000 followers, and his profile is that he is an American in Ukraine, right? And he says in his post, this is the backward logic I'm talking about. He says, there you go. This is insane. So this is insane. And then he quotes Marco. He says, Marco Rubio explains that Americans need to, quote, take advantage of the incredible opportunity to partner with the Russians geopolitically on issues of common interest and economically. On its face, that is not insane at all.
That's an insane thing to say. How dare you cooperate on issues with
For the
Russia?
common good. That's backwards logic to call that insane. But in
Dude,
the media
Obama,
sphere,
did Obama turn Russia into the bad guys again? Is that what happened?
I don't know. Russia's always, I think, been their go-to bad guy. And yeah, Zelensky has run out of green shirts. I can't imagine Zelensky in a white shirt. He'd be so insecure not playing that role. But when you listen to this clip, so he also shared a clip to show the insanity.
God.
It shows how backward the logic is even more when you hear the totality of this clip. Now, what happened before this clip, I don't know, because I'm just trying to illustrate the point that where these people are calling sane things what seemingly are sane. They call them insane. If he wants to say he doesn't believe Rubio, that's fine. Say that. Rubio, I don't trust Rubio. Say you don't believe Rubio. Don't say something that was on its surface very sane. Don't call that insane as like a normal way to view something. And here's what Rubio said.
But ultimately, the Russian side will be indispensable to this effort, and so that process will begin. And then the third is, together with those other two, is beginning to engage in identifying the extraordinary opportunities that exist should this conflict come to a acceptable end, the credible opportunities that exist to partner with the Russians geopolitically on issues of common interest, and frankly economically on issues that hopefully will be good for the world and will also improve our relations in the long term between these two important countries.
It's so insane, and things that could improve the world. And help us.
Yeah, Russia gave us Khabib. What's Ukraine giving us?
They've given us Zelensky and a lot of very attractive female refugees that British people take in. It's one of the funniest stories of the past year and a half. It was like Daily Mail story is like British women divorcing their husbands after affair with Ukrainian refugee.
Jeez.
And they're not taking any of the
Well,
Palestinian
there was a guy-
refugees.
There's a guy in my church who married a Ukrainian woman who's probably 25 years younger than him. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, it's true. It must be true love. Must be.
Yeah.
Must be
It's
true
nothing
love.
to do with money at all.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. We're actually going to a related story to that very shortly.
Mm.
But this is the type of, this is just like a, what they call it, a microcosm of the broader propaganda that most of the media pushes out on a regular basis. And these big accounts.
Microgasm. I think it's called microgasm.
Microgasm, yeah. Yeah, it's eargasm, isn't that what
Yeah.
and Andre 3000 calls it? They spread this all the time. This very normal, this is not crazy to want to have peace for the betterment of the world, but they say it's insane. Like I said, you don't believe Rubio, that's fine. That's credible. You can point to his past. You can highlight things he said that come into contradiction. Fine, do that. But don't tell me something that is sane on its surface is freaking insane. And that you're a Nazi or you're carrying water for Putin for holding the sane position. Pisses me off. So, by the way, continuing with the backwards world thing going on, I just found this out today. But the former head of the USAID during the George W. Bush administration, the guy's name is Andrew Natsio. Andrew Natsio.
Wow.
And this gives his mustache. He doesn't look like a Nazi mustache here, but there's other photos of him. It looks like he has kind of a Nazi mustache.
I'll bet. Look, if you just take a look at him, all right, shave that mustache off, make it real small, and give him a full head of hair. Take the glasses off. Mm-hmm. That's fucking Hitler, dude.
That's Hitler. That's Hitler with crossed
Hitler.
arms.
Yep.
That's what that is. Natsio. It doesn't. I mean, you can't write it better than this. Calling Elon Natsio. So, continuing with the backwards logic or backwards world theme.
I almost did this salute. I almost
Oh, you had a
Hitler,
reflex.
dude.
It's reflexive. No, sometimes I wake up, my arm is straight up, and I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Frozen. Does she have huge knockers? Does who have huge
the
knockers?
Ukrainian bride at my church?
Does she?
There,
Maybe.
I've only looked like an anthropologist would. Okay.
Yeah.
And they are above average.
Not like a breast cancer doctor.
Right. Yeah. Just like a breast cancer doctor or anthropologist. That's the only way I've.
You better let me check those out.
Yeah, I better check those out. And they are above average.
So a few years back, I dated a Ukrainian girl before the war broke out, before COVID and all that broke out, who likes me because I was a conspiracy theorist. And she was a comic, and she would do this joke about Elon Musk, about how basically the joke was, I don't remember the setup, it wasn't very funny, but Elon Musk, get me pregnant, ultimately. It was like, haha, right? And so that is not a new thing with women wanting Elon Musk to get them pregnant. And there's a woman who, I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to do the MSNBC, the CNN thing, where I'm not going to say the person's name because I identified this person, this chick, as a straight-up conservative grifter years ago when I saw her on Timcast very briefly and then on that Greg dude show on Fox, Gutfeld, on the Gutfeld show. I watched her for a few minutes, insufferable, and looked at her social media thing for a while. I was like, this is just another online grifter. Very, very clearly. In fact, it was never that she was an obvious, thought who was thirsting for Musk that bothered me. It was that she worked for the Babylon Bee and wasn't funny that bothered me. Which the Babylon Bee kind of pimped her out to him in a little bit. It's interesting. It's very interesting, and I don't care what anybody does. I don't care who people have babies with, who they sleep with, but it was funny. Did you see this stuff on social media? Do you know what I'm talking about, Ian?
No, I don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so it's a conservative female who has been very popular, who worked for the Babylon Bee, who
If you say her name, I might know. But you don't
Ashley
wanna say her
Sinclair
name.
was her
Oh,
name.
that's not the one that. Never mind.
You would probably know her if you saw her because she was very
Okay.
good at it. And she had, it was very, a lot of people posted their screenshots. If I predicted this, I predict this. It was very obvious because she was making posts about it. I didn't even follow her, but her post would show up in my feed and Elon would respond to her post. And it was like, oh, yeah, Elon's using that power to get that P. You know, he's trying to get that P with that power. And
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking
yeah,
about.
and it reminded
Yes,
me
yes,
of
yes,
the
yes.
joke that this girl that I dated briefly made. I was like, man, these chicks really do want to get pregnant by Elon, who I think Elon has 13 babies. This girl announced over the weekend that she had his 13th baby 5 months ago, and he didn't sign the birth certificate or something, and he gave her an apartment in New York, a $40,000 a month apartment.
Wow.
You know, whatever. And
$40,000 a month.
I don't know,
apartment.
something like that. I don't know what's
Goodness
true in the story.
Gracious. What is
wild.
how do people live like that?
It's awful.
40,000.
Right,
Jeez
she's
Louise.
struggling, but she said that she had to, because she came forward on Valentine's Day, and she said she had to because there were threats to her, and her baby. People were threatening to dox her baby, which was the most bullshit story I'd ever seen in my life. Who was threatening to dox her baby? Show the threats. Obviously, she never showed the threats. She showed some other things, then deleted them, but never showed the threats. But there was a theory online.
I'll
that
get
was,
pregnant by Elon.
That's what a lot of people been claiming.
No, I'll do it for a $40,000 a
And
month
you'll prove
apartment.
men can get pregnant. At the
And
same
I'll prove
time.
men can get have babies.
Absolutely.
I
She's
will do it, man.
She's an attention whore, absolutely. A grifter. So she is the ultimate grifter. She revealed, like, you know, the grift is still going because she posted yesterday. Again, I don't follow her and it shows up in my feed that
Interesting.
Zelensky is a gold digger and posted a picture of Zelensky having just revealed herself to be a couple days earlier one of the most successful gold diggers of our time. And it was her second child with, you know, obviously Elon hasn't denied this, so maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but I would think he would deny it if it's not. I don't think he cares, honestly. I don't think he cares. And he probably has more than 13 kids. I don't care about any of that. It's the grift that I care about. This chick built her following on being, I'm a hot conservative chick. I never thought she was hot at all, especially when you hear her voice. She talks like Fran Dresser times 10 to me. It was always very annoying. The grift is everywhere, is the only reason I'm bringing this story up. It's freaking everywhere. It doesn't matter what movement it is, left or right, what ideology it is. It's freaking everywhere, and it plays on saying things that people like to hear from an account that has a lot of people following it. And they're
does some
everywhere.
How do these people live with themselves? And I'm only asking that
$40,000
because
a month.
I want to know the strategy so that I can do this and live with myself.
100%, dude. Well,
I
they
don't
do
know
it.
how. I don't know how.
Look at X and look at the most base, like,
It's
there's
just not
men
worth
and
it to
women.
me, right?
Some do what?
It's just not worth it to me in the end. It's just. Not
It's
worth
if
it.
you can live with yourself is what it
can't.
is.
I
Like what
couldn't.
you just said.
I couldn't. I wish I,
I couldn't either.
I can't. That's why I have to be a
No.
schlub and just.
Absolutely, dude. Same with me. It's a lot more profitable to be this chick or to be one of the dudes that do it. There's dudes that do it on X2. They're freaking everywhere. Some of them are dudes who used to pretend to be sluts, which would have been funnier if Elon got one of those dudes pregnant, who started pretending to be a dude again. But it just goes to show you that the people who target you for manipulation the most are not the ones that you disagree with and dislike. It's the ones that you like the most. And they
Yeah.
play on the divide and conquer, the pitting against
Well,
each
it goes
other.
back to that. All goes back to that experiment that we reported on a few months ago, End of last year. It all goes back. It's the same.
Reed Hoffman.
Yes, it's that Reed
Yeah.
Hoffman.
100%.
Yeah,
Forrest
the
Mommy
research.
says Bo Burton and Candace Owens were founded a modeling agency. I believe it. So it was Candace Owens and Brett Cooper. Is that her name? It used to be with the Daily Mail. Not the Daily Mail. I'm retarded.
Yeah.
With I don't know what the background, the truth of that is. The fact is, the people who are skilled at this, they some people know that you have to be sensational, and they might be authentic beneath that. But the people that are grifters sound the same with their sensationality of it. I do remember the stuff came out when they offered Crowder a contract, Steven Crowder, a few years back, that they basically said the Daily Wire, is that what it is?
Yeah.
What's Shapiro's outlet called?
Daily Wire. Yes.
They basically said, sign with us for a few years. We'll make you famous and you go on your way. And Candace Owens was with him for a couple years, or maybe 2.5. Brett Cooper, I think 2 years. And they went on their way, and they were both famous. And in today's modern media environment, you're not going to separate. You're not going to divorce with someone without making it a controversial news story, controversial marketing. Brett Cooper's first episode blew up. I don't know that that's what happened. People can have genuine fights, but I'm always suspicious.
You know, I know it was working because now that you bring it up, one of my customers said to me, he's like, you see that Brett Cooper thing? And I'm like, no, I didn't see this Brett Cooper thing. But immediately I knew when he said that. I'm like, oh, there must have been a falling out, but yeah, it was working.
Right, yeah. I just find it like interesting that the same timeline, and they both were famous. But people can have real fights. And people can have real fights. It's just, I've grown to distrust every media all the time, everywhere, pretty much, unless I know them personally.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of which, if you want to help support the show,
Well, you and I know. Sorry, go ahead. I cut
Yeah,
you
go
off.
ahead.
No, but you and I know how easy it is to manipulate people. We did it. We did it ourselves at that Stop Project 2025 rally.
100%.
Sorry, it's so
no,
easy.
we absolutely did.
Sorry, but speaking of, if you want to support the show and more,
right. You want to support this grift,
yeah,
which is the worst grift on the planet, is what it is. You can go to tinyurl.com/prop show and make a one-time or a recurring donation to help sustain the show financially. It could be $1, it could be $5, whatever you choose. You can also go to patreon.com/propaganda report, and you can support there as well. And you can also share the show. You can leave a 5-star review and a comment that warms our heart. I've gotten so many great comments. I'm trying to read them each show. I was not able to pull one up beforehand today, but I'm trying to do one at least one each show. Those comments you guys are leaving, me and Ian share them. I send them screenshots, and it makes our day. We're giddy over them, so keep them coming.
Sure.
It really does make us feel good, and we appreciate that. And subscribe to the Propaganda Report on whatever podcast app you listen on. And Ian and I and Josh, fake Trump, will be in Perry, Georgia on Saturday, March 8th for the Libertarian fundraising dinner at their convention. We're going to be the entertainment. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do yet, but we have some ideas. And if you are in the area and you want to go to that and you want to come have some fun with us, you can go to lpgeorgia.com/event/Libertarian Party of Georgia 2025 convention and get a ticket there to help fundraise for the Libertarian Party. If you're a Libertarian, we're not Libertarians. I say I'm probably
little L.
We're a little L.
Libertarian.
You know, we're that little L. We're not part of the party.
Right.
I actually I like to make fun of the Libertarian Party a lot because it is very retarded.
Libertarian Party itself is as bad as the progressives in their messaging and aesthetics.
And
Sorry, guys.
100%. And I would say this: the Libertarian Party, because of the lack of cohesion, and it is the party that welcomes a wide variety of beliefs. They are the most vulnerable to being co-opted, to having their messages co-opted by somebody who is like an Ashley Sinclair or one of those people who claim to be them.
In the movie, in the martial arts movie, they're the villagers who are constantly getting beaten, and the lone samurai has to train them all how to be warriors in time to defend themselves.
And they're all autistic.
And they're all fucking retarded.
I should say that I actually met a lot of people in the Libertarian Party over the past
Yes.
year that are fantastic guys. Some of my favorite guys, and so I don't want to brand all of them.
I know. And look, and I think they can at least admit it. A lot of them can admit there's a problem
got a
with,
great
with the
sense of
party.
humor.
But look,
Totally.
I think that party is more. I think it's more about ideas and influence with those ideas. I hope that's what they focus on, because
Yeah.
that's what they should focus on.
Yeah, what they don't
Policy
focus on is like you said, optics. When it comes, usually the presentation with the cameras for their party leaders is it's like put your head at the bottom right of the corner, make sure the light is glaring off your glasses,
Dude,
and
look.
use no makeup, artist or hair, anything.
You know, I love my church, but it's filled with weirdos.
Yeah, what kind of
lie.
church do you go to?
Every church is filled with weirdos.
Yeah, dude, that's true. It is. That's where they go. Everybody goes to repent on Sundays, but it's good.
Yeah.
Church is good.
Yep.
Back to the show. The best story today, actually, and this is very brief, and most of you don't care about it, but according to Sports Illustrated, they have named the Georgia Tech pass interference that took the game away from Georgia Tech when they were about to defeat Georgia. They named it one of the worst calls of the season. So finally, the news is correct about something. Is all I'm saying. Okay. It's a personal story to me. Now, moving on. The USAID, there's been a lot, as a 60 Minutes thing, running defense on the USAID. That's where that guy who his last name is almost like Hitler, they were talking about him, and he was speaking to 60 Minutes and defending the humanitarian aid for USAID. Basically, USAID talking about they use the humanitarian stuff that they do as a defense or a shield in the same way that terrorists use children as a shield, in my opinion. It's like, look at these things we did to help children, but don't look at all these awful things that we did behind helping children. That's the way I view them, and the defense of them continues, and
It's the ends justify the means argument. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're about to have that local politics update here in a second. But actually, I want to do that first, and then we're going to go into that 60 Minutes Germany free speech censorship. Did you see any of that, Ian?
Are you sure you want to do this? What if the Germans try to extradite us?
They might. It's crazy. It really is crazy because they're using Germany as an example.
you. We will come and get you in your dirty mouth.
It's the most.
You cannot
Why
say
they
this
got to say dirty
thing.
mouth?
Dirty mouth.
You don't know my mouth is dirty, Mr. German. I brush.
Brad. Brad.
Are they
forget
testing
the
mouth?
dirt.
It's disgusting. All right, but before
We
going
should
on
interview
to
a
it,
German prosecutor. I know one.
do you really? I'd love to have him on.
Yeah.
I'd love to, and here's thoughts about the incredible censorship that they're doing in Germany, very Nazi-like censorship that is being branded as though it's a good thing, like they want us to do it over here. But I want to show something positive here. Forest Mommy posted earlier today her public comment that she gave up in Colorado about a bill, HB 25. That's the right bill, Forest Mommy? And this bill would repeal the illegitimate retail delivery fees tacked on to the consumer bills. And yeah, so you're against this bill, correct? Let's see in the chat. Where's the freak? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Yeah. This is HB 1144. This is an example of what you can do in your own town to fight against the communists taking over, because that's where they can most easily co-opt without people paying attention. And I believe this was a Zoom public comment, so you don't even have to leave home sometimes to do it. And
I'm a resident of
yeah, here it is.
I'm a resident of Jefferson County and Douglas County. Firstly, I want to say I heard someone on the committee say that the government's losing this revenue. Well, no, the government is not losing revenue. Taxpayers are losing that money out of their own pockets. And this was just a brand new fee that
And you're for it. I apologize. You're for the bill. Sorry, Fortman.
started. It just came out of nowhere. So the fact that it's already been blown is just, it's amazing to me. You know, the rest of us, business owners, all of us, we don't get to do that. We don't get to just say, we need more money. We need this money. And if we don't get it, it's your fault, taxpayer, or ordering deliveries. Anyways, it's pretty cut and dry. This would help the working class. This is getting costs off of them, and the people who are running businesses, like Kristen said earlier. I'm not paid by any group from the government. It seems like everybody who is against this is people who make money off of the government. So that's just something to keep in mind. I always see the attorney general as well. He's always saying he's going after junk fees. This is a fee, that would be a junk fee, but he's not talking about government junk fees. He's always going after businesses. Well, I don't have to use a business that has a junk fee I don't like, but the government forces.
That's a fantastic
on
point.
you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on that. But that's a fantastic point. Yeah, so they don't care about the government junk fees, but they're going after trying to control the businesses.
Junk
That is
fee
a
I
great
don't
point.
like, but the government forces it on you at the end of a gun, technically. So there's a big difference between business fees and government fees. And he's supposed to be protecting us from the government. So I want to thank Daniel for bringing this, because you're actually protecting the people. There's been other bills that have been trying to repeal fees that haven't been passing committees. So if this one doesn't pass this committee, it will just be added to the list of proof that there's an utter disdain for people, the working class, the productive class of the state. It's getting offensive at this point, but we are keeping a list because it's easy to point that out. That's pretty much it. My husband's a general contractor, so we get a lot of deliveries, obviously. His work, it would be much nicer for him if like all his clients, his subs, everybody didn't have to worry about this fees, because it does add up. Like we said, like he listed all these fees you guys already get. Jefferson and Arapahoe just voted on 1A to take more money from property tax to put towards roads. Like, we get it, the roads. I'm a libertarian, so don't even get me going on the roads. But I urge the committee to please vote yes on this bill, because it actually helps the working class, the productive class. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
So look, Forrest Mommy did that public comment from home, and she says she was drinking wine while she was doing it. That just shows that you can fight the commies in your local town from the comfort of your own home, sometimes drinking wine.
Yeah.
And there are opportunities, and sometimes they try to make these public comments hard to find when you go to your
It's called
town.
voter suppression.
It's called, you're right. It's exactly.
It is.
They
It's
make
just their way of doing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Stacey Abrams will come step on and she'll rip the internet cables here in Georgia. She'll chew through them to try and prevent you from doing things like that. But great job. I like to highlight action that people are doing, especially where they live, because a lot of time the action that we do is complain about the national stuff when there's stuff going on around us that we might not pay as much attention to.
Exactly. And the things that are going on in other people's local communities, we're at a place now where we can kind of help connect the dots because of the way we communicate. So,
100%. Yeah.
There can be a unified effort to stop these things at the local level.
Because they're totally unified. I'm glad you said that, because I got an email from Indivisible today about their fight Elon, stop Elon's whatever. And they had a link.
President Musk.
President Musk is what they call him now.
yeah.
And the link was to take action with Indivisible, and it was to a website that I highlighted, the mobilize.us, Indivisible's website, and I found out that tomorrow in the Ackworth area, which is not far from me, that there is a Wednesday workshop for Musk Town Hall tomorrow
Come
at
get
1.
Musky. Get our Musk all over
Come
you.
get Musky. Yeah. The local Indivisible event make posters and strategies for Tesla Town Hall on Thursday. So there's a Tesla Town Hall. Maybe I can go to that. Maybe I can try to get in there.
Yeah.
I might try to go to that,
Well,
actually.
there's these stickers out that you can put on your Tesla that says anti Elon Tesla owner.
Right. They still drive it.
still
Who was
drive
it?
it,
Cheryl
but they
Crow
hang
that's made a video of her selling hers?
What the fuck, man? What the
Who
fuck
gives
is
a
wrong?
shit?
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
She made a song with Kid Rock. She can never live that down.
One of my friends, I remember years ago, he was saying, he's a liberal guy we know, saying, they're never going to ever get guys to buy electric cars if they keep naming them really stupid things. They have to like
Right.
make a badass electric car. Well, Elon Musk does this, and now his whole tune is he just makes cars for douchebags.
Because
You
he-
can't please
yeah.
these fucking progressives.
They used to think he was a liberal, though.
I know.
Like that girl I was telling you
know.
about. She liked him before COVID. Like she was a mask
Yeah.
wearer. She's a Ukraine solidarity person. I can't imagine what she thinks of him now.
It really is two different worlds, man. It's getting scary.
Yeah,
I wish they would all move to Canada.
upside down. You moved to Canada?
Just move to Canada. Just go. Fulfill your threat. Just do, live up to your threats. Go, 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 go.
I read some articles about people who had moved to Canada.
I'm sorry, I don't want to wish that on my Canadian friends, actually.
Right. Yeah, we have Dee's laughs. He was in here earlier. He
That's
might
true.
be working.
Yeah.
From the 51st state. He said. I'm curious how he feels about all that talk. But the articles were about how these people threatened to move to Canada, and they did. And it's all these people that seem very sad. They're like, I miss everybody. It was really a lot harder for them to get accepted than I thought, because they don't just welcome you in. They also have laws that you have to follow.
Yes. And it's very, very tough to move in there. It's not easy. I mean,
Yeah.
just to go on tour there, it was difficult to set that up.
Absolutely. To go in, yeah, you guys toured there.
Because
You
you're an
toured all of
American,
Canada.
and so you're going into Canada, and you have
Yeah.
to tell them. So you're going on tour of these festivals, and then you have to say to them, "Well, why are you doing this job? Why should you do this job and a Canadian not do this job?" It's like, well, because I wrote the fucking show. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe that's
but-
why.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they pride themselves on their comedy, I guess. And when
Oh, they
any
did. No, they were great
Americans-
audiences. Dude, honestly, everything they say about Canadians being welcoming,
Yeah.
more than true. Dude, I had so much fun. Had a blast.
I mean, I've never met a Canadian. that
I
didn't
fell in love.
like,
I fell in
honestly.
love with the country. I
We
was
should
there in
move
Montreal
there.
in the summertime.
Yeah.
Montreal in the summertime is pure magic.
It was better when the Expos were there. We stole the Expos from Canada and gave them to Washington, D.C. That's messed up, man. They were good, too.
Yeah.
When they took them. All right. So have you seen any of this? These Germans, where they're talking about the policing the internet in Germany, where hate speech insults are a crime.
Yeah.
Let's watch some
know.
of it.
And
I
she
just
looks
watched
like
this right
she
before the
is
show.
Jilling off all over this.
She's jilling off. Is
Yeah.
that Canadian for jizzing?
No. Guys jack off, girls jill off.
Oh, they jill off. Yeah, of course. Right. Sorry. Yes. Very retarded. Here it is.
If you've ever dared to read the comments on a social media post, you
If you've ever dared.
Dared. Have you ever dared?
Oh my God. I'm going to do it.
might start to wonder if civilized discourse is just a myth.
Yeah.
Aggressive threats, lies, and harassment have unfortunately become the norm online, where anonymity has emboldened some users to push the limits of civility.
They want to get rid of anonymity for sure.
The limits
United-
of civility.
Right.
States, most of what anyone says, sends, or streams online, even if it's hate-filled or toxic, is protected by the First Amendment as free speech. But Germany
See, I love how they always gloss over that, even if it's hate-filled or toxic. How do you define those words is always the problem.
Yeah, they can't define porn, man, woman. They can't define. They have no concrete definitions for anything
Nope.
except for this, except for
Right.
hate speech.
is trying to bring some civility to the World Wide Web by policing it in a way most Americans could never imagine. In an effort, it says, to protect discourse, German authorities have started prosecuting online trolls. And as we saw, it often begins with a pre-dawn wake-up call from the police.
Pre-dawn.
The story will continue.
Pre-dawn. The police show up pre-dawn to get
Hello?
you.
We're coming to get you because
They'll
you
cut
made
some
very dirty
fag.
comments.
You call your friend a faggot on the yeah.
You cannot say the R word.
The
what
you-
word?
The,
The R word.
the retard. Oh shit!
Shit.
I turned
Shit.
myself in.
Shit, now I have to kill you too. This is the 5th partner I lost this week for saying the R word.
You think they're going in and politely bringing these people in? But you go in pre-dawn, you're doing
Excuse me, I know it's early.
it. Oh, is this your grandma's armoire?
Hello.
Now it's broken. Now, I don't know how my German became Chinese there, but
Continue in a moment.
It's 6:01 on a Tuesday morning, and we were with state police as they raided this apartment in northwest Germany.
Hier ist die Polizei, wir müssen bitte mal mit Ihnen reden.
Inside, 6 armed officers searched a suspect's home, then seized his laptop and cell phone. Prosecutors say those electronics may have been used to commit a crime. The crime, posting a racist cartoon online.
dude, and this is supposed to be the people who aren't the Nazis.
Talk about overcorrecting.
That's
Talk
crazy.
About like Germany just can't get it right. It's like Germany. There's a place in the middle, and we need you to find it.
Dude, right. Look at that at the bottom of the stairs. That's a freaking walker for an elderly person at the bottom of those stairs.
Yeah.
I wonder how old this person was.
Yeah.
I just posted a little racist cartoon.
They're like, what if you need this locker? And
You could
throw
barely
it.
see it. It was little.
What's the racist cartoon? They don't tell you.
Yeah.
At the exact same time, across Germany,
So, wir haben einen Durchsuchungsbeschluss für diese Wohnung.
more than 50 similar raids played out.
50
Wow,
similar
50.
raids? Is there no other crime going on in Germany?
Well, this is they got to stop. This is all stopping. These people would go on to murder people,
it's a gateway.
all kinds
crime.
of stuff. So yeah, so they're going to stop them now.
Yeah, you gotta stop. You gotta cut it off. This is how all these old people with walkers gonna end up slaughtering people on the street. What's a crime is not showing what they actually said online.
Well,
I
they
mean,
can't, because then they'd be guilty of a crime.
that's true. That's true. But that manipulation of language, and the reason they don't show it, in my opinion, or tell you what they said, is because whether or not it's actually hate speech is you can argue that it's actually not hate speech. Because what is hate speech anyway?
Oh, it's
And
so
it-
stupid.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest. This is meant to drive people insane. When you start doing this to their speech, you're just going to drive people insane.
Yeah, it's wild.
Part of what prosecutors say is a coordinated effort to curb online hate speech in Germany.
What's the typical reaction when the police show up at somebody's door and they say, hey, we believe you wrote this on the internet?
Don't forget give me my walker.
Look how happy she is. She's like, 'Cause I wish I could see it. The look on their face, you know.
That guy in the middle is like
Yeah,
AIDS,
all three of these
John
people.
Oliver.
All 3 of these people, so easy to roast in a comment section.
And you're not allowed
that's
to.
why
You're not
they
allowed
have
to
this
roast
job.
them. Yeah, you
They're
can't
all-
do it. In
They're all
Germany.
comment section survivors.
What
Every
are
one
the
of them.
comedy comment section
They're all
survivors?
comment section survivors, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like you can't do a comedy roast in Germany, I guess.
They say, in Germany we say, das wird man wohl doch mal sagen dürfen. So we are here with crimes of talking, posting on internet, and the people are surprised that this is really illegal to post these kind of words.
They don't
What kind of words?
think it was illegal.
No, they don't think it was illegal. And they say, no, that's my free speech. And we say, no, yeah, free speech as well, but it is also has its limits.
Interpreting those
Do we ever hear about people getting arrested for kind of confusing crimes, not clearly defined crimes, without them saying this is what they did? In normal news stories, they typically tell you so and
Exactly
so
what
cut the
happened.
head off of 3 people and raped
That's
so-and-so.
right. It's very easy. These are all crimes of like, yeah, today we feel like prosecuting you. Tomorrow, maybe not.
Yeah, you're right. This guy he's a comment section survivor.
Yeah, these
Absolutely.
guys, we should all just begging to have their asses kicked.
limits is part of the job for Dr. Matthias Fink, Svenja Meininghaus, and Frank
Dr. Matthias Fink.
This guy, give me
Mihai Lau. a few of the state prosecutors tasked with policing Germany's robust hate speech laws online. After its darkest chapter, Germany strengthened its speech
They're
laws.
showing
As
Nazi
prosecutors
people
explain it,
marching.
the German Constitution protects free speech, but not hate speech. And here's where it gets tricky. German law prohibits any speech that could incite hatred or is deemed insulting.
It's
Yeah.
illegal to display
And you know that
Nazi
really is
symbolism.
reflected in German culture because all the great comedies that Germans are known for, you know, and just known for laughing all the time.
Yeah.
The German people just so lighthearted and funny.
Like these three.
Yeah. No.
They should show them at a comedy show, arresting everybody there.
Oh my gosh.
A swastika or deny the Holocaust. That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher
Yeah.
if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because
the internet.
in internet,
Yeah, you got to be inside of it.
You got to
It's
get
a-
into the
yeah.
internet.
It's a crime to insult someone in public. So that then makes it would seem the definition of that crime subjective.
She doesn't push back on this at all. Not once. She doesn't say, isn't this, you know, a violation of basic, you know, civil rights?
Right.
She doesn't push back at all. She just kind of helps them.
How far do you take what insulting someone? But this could take it all the way to this idea of if you don't have sex with a transgender, you are transphobic. That's insulting to the trans. So this is the backwards reality that the media normalizes. That is the theme of this show. It's wild. You're right. She says
man.
nothing about this.
And the
She's
backlash is
smiling.
coming, Brad. The backlash is coming. This is a small reprieve before the crazy leftists take control again. I'm telling you,
Hope
man.
not, dude.
and
they're
it
gonna- they're
stays
gonna-
there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
That sticks around forever.
yeah,
The prosecutors explain German
The longevity of it. So I guess you can't print an insult in a book either or their newspaper.
Yeah.
Look at these guys standing at a desk like they're researching and doing actual work, trying to
I know.
investigate crimes. What a
I know.
joke.
And you and I know how TV is made, and the rest of the world, they got a glimpse, right, when they saw that the ABC or the CBS interview with Lester Holt, you know, the one where they were setting up Kamala with questions and
Right.
having
Yeah,
just
yeah.
they were just getting B-roll. They were getting coverage.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There was no interview really happening. They were just getting coverage. You and I both know that's what they're doing right now, right? They just say, hey, okay, guys, yeah, and you're looking at this, and, you know, just like an average day where you guys are looking things over, you know, and he's just brought a file into the office. I got a Nazafon. We got a Nazafon.
It's a file full of like printed comments on YouTube and whatever their social media is over there. That's crazy.
My
German law
goodness.
also prohibits the spread of malicious gossip, violent threats, and fake quotes.
You hear?
If somebody
Don't say.
Did you hear what I heard?
That sounds malicious.
posts something that's not true.
Look at they got all these printouts on the table on the desk here. I wish they would zoom in on those so we could see what any specific. Show
Yeah,
us any
give
specific.
us one thing.
If it's like F you, hard R, I'm going to come murder your family
Yeah.
at this time of day. I know you live here. Okay, then that is like that's a threat.
Yeah.
That's not speech. That's a specific threat.
But if it's just like, you know, I think Broadway musicals are great. I mean, I
Faggot.
think that's a disgusting thing to say.
That's,
but that's
hate
not
speech,
hate
in my
speech.
opinion. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, who determines it?
And then somebody else reposts it or
Oh, the
likes it. Are they committing a crime?
Yeah, in the case of reposting, it is a crime as well because the reader can't distinguish whether you just invented
See, the readers
this
are
or
hard on.
Crazy.
They're the R word. The readers are the R word. And so, you know.
Why would 60 Minutes even be covering this if they didn't want? They're not trying to. This isn't a feature on look how crazy Germans are.
Yeah.
As we can tell by the way she's not pushing back. This is
She is so. in love with this idea.
She loves the idea.
Could you help our policymakers come up with something like this?
I wonder if she asked about Elon Musk. There has to be. I haven't watched this whole thing, and we don't have time to go through all of it, but I wonder if there's like a moment where she's like, what do you think about America?
Just reposted it. That's the same for us.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws
Death
can
is
include
death.
jail time for repeat offenders.
Gas chamber,
But in most
death,
cases, a judge levies a
concentration
stiff
camp.
fine and sometimes keeps their devices.
How do people react when
we
you
just
take
show
their
it
phones
to you.
from them?
Right. So I expected they went to Elon Musk, and I was scrolling through here. You see that? Yeah, they go to Elon Musk there. There he is right there. Let's see what they say.
And he's
Yeah, he's got that. Let's see what they say. I don't know who this bitch is.
oh, she's
I might choose it.
all full
Last
of terrible
year,
ideas.
the European Union implemented a new law that requires social media companies to stop the spread of harmful content online in Europe or face millions of dollars in fines. But Josephine Ballon of Hate Aid says some social media
Jan
companies
Brady?
are still
She does look like Jan Brady. You know, what's the youngest one? Brady? Not
That was-
Marsha.
God, what was her name?
Jane?
No, is that
Jane.
Marsha? Is it Marsha was the hot one, right? So that's Marsha Brady.
Marsha, then there's
Yeah,
Jane's
she
the
looks like
middle one.
Marsha. Jan was the middle one. And
Who's the youngest Brady? The youngest
what was that
Brady
little one's name?
she was a huge right-wing radio personality who loves Trump a few years ago. I don't know if she still
That's
is.
hilarious.
Yeah.
not complying with the new law.
I would love social media companies to be a safer place than they are right now. But what we see is that their content moderation is not comprehensive. Sometimes it seems to be working well in some areas, but in many areas it's just not.
The European Commission is currently investigating whether
There's the most evil photo of Elon Musk you're ever going to see right there. Look at that.
So funny.
It's great.
Elon Musk's social media company X has breached the EU digital content law.
That's what this is about.
Musk, who has been criticized for using X to promote Germany's far-right party ahead of next week's elections,
So they call anything that is not progressive far right. That's
Well,
what they do.
also, every fascism infected all of Europe at some point in varying degrees. So all these political parties are super old, and all of them have questionable roots. They've all touched on
Absolutely.
some weird thing at some point.
And this party is like,
I mean, hell, the Democrats own slaves.
right. But then they'll be like, they switch. That's a different
Yeah,
thing.
they-
Those weren't
that's
the same
such
Democrats.
bullshit.
So look at this image to the. You have Elon Musk, because I covered when he was at this thing, at these, because they really took these out of context. And to the right, you see these flags for this party. It looks like fire. It looks like Elon Musk holding his hands up next to fire. I guarantee you they enhanced that image.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, it looks like they did. The
Oh, yeah,
looks,
no,
the
they
whole
fil-
image
they
looks
put a
enhanced to
filter
me.
on that. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
accused the EU of censorship and hating democracy.
Well, let's see what he actually said. They flashed it on screen, and what he said, Elon, the EU tried to stop me from having an online conversation with President Donald Trump. Now they want to prevent people from hearing a conversation with Alice Weidel, who might be the next chancellor of Germany. These guys really hate democracy. So all they said was he accused them of hating democracy without the context, the censorship context.
Censorship and hating democracy.
Clearly they censored him.
But in Lower Saxony, prosecutors argue they are protecting democracy and discourse by introducing a touch of German order to the unruly World Wide Web.
A touch of German order?
Just a little bit. Just a pinch. Just a pinch of German order.
You see, we put all the social media commenters in this train?
Yeah. See, here we do. We take your ideas with you in your brain, and we put you in this gas chamber, and we clean you up. We scrub you up with the
It's
gas.
cleansing. It's the final solution.
And you come out all clean. It's a cleaning solution. It's the
You see?
one final cleaning solution.
You can't commit hate speech when you're dead.
You're doing all this work, you're launching all these investigations, you're finding people, sometimes
so busy.
putting them in jail.
You're so busy.
Does it make a difference if it's a World Wide Web and there's a lot of hate out there?
I would say yes, because what's the option? The option is to say we don't do anything. No, we are prosecutors. If we see a crime, we want to investigate
Jump on it. If we
It's
see a crime,
a lot
we
of
jump
work.
on it.
And there are also borders. It's not an area without law.
Jeez, of course. You know, the question after that is, what's the crime rate outside of that? How many murders and stabbings are being committed?
And are you three single? Are you three single?
Tell us about. Did anyone have sex with your wife? Is that? P. Stoner says he's dying. One Shot says, I wonder if they are holding the Islamic invaders to the same hate speech standard. It's a good question. Romelik says, should we be connecting our VPNs to Germany like with Brazil? Stoner says, need to keep that prison population for easy tracking. Yeah, imagine the prison population of people, of hate commenters over there.
Yeah.
Her panties are wet with fascism, says First Shot. I mean, that is crazy that this was featured in the context of that was the EU online internet bill where they're trying to globally control internet speech.
Oh yeah. The watch what you say, Bill.
What would you
Watch
do
your
if you
potty mouth.
Right. You work for 60 Minutes and they say, Ian, you need to go talk to these front lines.
What I would do is I would get a laptop out and I'd be like, okay, guys, I'm going to start commenting on stuff. And you tell me when I've broken a law. All right. And they're like,
You just broke a law. Really? My first comment? Yes. How many years in prison is that? 20.
Drum rolls, very useful. Hitler did drum rolls. It is wild. This is the stuff that Hitler did. You know? Like this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
My grandfather was German, says Deez laughs. Not a joke. My comedy did not come from him. Clearly, maybe a vitiligo. A vitiligo, though.
Gosh, Deez laughs. Canadian schools are better than American schools. You got it. What is a vitiligo? What? They get 13 grades, man.
Do they?
They get 12. Yeah.
What do you think Deez laughs about?
Oh, chronic immune disorder. Sorry. Okay, I didn't know what it was. I'm so sorry. I was ignorant. Okay, never mind.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't know what it meant either. But
that's hilarious. Though.
What do you think of all the 51st state talk Deez laughs? And then we're about to get out of here. Yeah, man. So they're pushing hard. So not that anybody's taken 60 Minutes seriously for a long time, but they continue to show why the mainstream media, it's an autoimmune disorder.
Okay.
Yeah, you're so insensitive. You know,
I know
hate speech
I am.
up there. And
As
it's
it
a good
turned
thing we're in the
white.
U.S. right
Shit.
now. You're going to be rounded up by those
shit.
very gay. That was clearly two gay guys and a dyke lesbian, in my opinion. And finally, this is real quick, I just thought this was funny. Crowds rally in support of laid-off CDC workers. This is in Atlanta, spontaneously. How do you even know to go meet up? Because you're part of one of these groups. But in DeKalb County, a crowd rallied outside the Atlanta-based Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The news chopper got video of the protesting the federal layoffs. The Atlanta North Georgia Labor Council organized the event and show of support. So they got a bunch of people who take orders from them who had no idea about this. Because how would you... Was anybody sitting at home going, oh my God, the CDC people are I better go make my voice heard? No, it's just a bunch of people who take the orders of a union leader or indivisible organizer who just show up and do what they're told. This is not really people showing support of anything.
Oh, I know.
But this is it's a type of local effort that the communists organize. But like you said earlier, and like Forrest Mommy showed with her public comment, is you can organize against this BS.
Yeah.
This is all for the sake of a news story, is what this was. And they contacted the news before that. They have these on. So, I've been meaning to do a show. We need to get Forrest Mommy back on to do it with us, going through the indivisible resources, because they have so many resources that are actually incredibly useful. They might be retarded and gay and weird, but they do have useful information that tells you how to organize something like this, how to get in contact with your media, how to message people on just basically how to get attention to stuff and make something very, very small appear to be very big, which is what all of this stuff is. And I feel like we could use those strategies, whether we're marketing something against this or whether we're marketing, the next Idiot Losers episode that we make, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
but they are very organized.
Yeah, they really are.
So, all right, guys. Ian, any final thoughts?
No, nothing really. Just be careful out there with the comment section, guys. You know, I know that you think it's just
think it's safe.
Nothing's gonna happen, but nothing's gonna happen until it does.
Yi
And
was
then-
beheaded recently. He was extradited to Germany.
Yeah, extradited to Germany. So just be careful out there. The internet is very, very, very dangerous.
Right. And you might think that people don't have to read what you say on the internet. Yes, they do.
And
yes, they do.
You know, if anyone, if the German prosecutors see this show and I am guilty of anything, I'll turn myself in.
Yeah. No, we're going to fly. Hopefully we're going to land upside down in Germany here in the next 12, 14 hours or so safely. We'll be hanging like bats. And then they will
I'm
take
so
us
sorry for all the pain I've caused.
I'm very sorry.
With
too.
all my
We'll be-
jokes.
That's another good sketch right there. We're testifying, and there's all of the people who read our comments sitting, and are like, we're very sorry for everybody we've hurt.
Oh my gosh.
And they all have little Nazi mustaches. All right, guys. Propagandafight.com. Hello, Covelio on X, and also Reginald. I heard this the other day because this guy was revealing a lot of stuff he knew about that Ashley Sinclair girl. That Reginald could do a good impersonation of Milo. You know who Milo is?
Oh yeah.
Milo
He could act,
Yiannopoulos?
yeah.
Yeah, so Milo Yiannopoulos, now far right. Reginald, the far left, could do a good
he's also-
impersonation of him.
That's funny. And but Milo is also now he's like
He's straight now, I guess.
he's such a
He's-
grifter. I'm sorry.
He's totally
Yeah,
a grifter.
He's
right,
such a
right.
piece of shit.
He's a
grifter.
queen. He's a grifter, but
You know.
he's funny sometimes. Sometimes he's a bit much.
Yeah,
but,
it's a bit much for me. I'm just like, yeah.
Personally, I
don't know.
prefer Reginald.
Yeah, Reginald's great.
Yeah.
Reginald really needs to come out with a show.
All right,
Just-
guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no! I just I don't want to get fired from my job.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Yeah. We will talk to you guys next time. On
Later, guys.
Thursday, we're gonna have a special guest on. We're gonna have Joe and Jen on from. You guys know who the show is. I don't know what time yet, so I don't want to reveal it from Legit Bats. But when I find out when they're available, they will be joining us on Thursday. So you guys make sure and check that out. Propagandafight.com. Have a fantastic rest of your day.